How's it going? This is something. Oh my goodness. Great start. Hi, I'm Jo. This is Commitment Issues. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well today. If you're new here, I like makeup and don't know how to speak. I am a self-published poet. I have 2 books out. I can write better than I can speak. Trust me. Did I say I do makeup? This video is about my little journey with ADHD medication. I have been on the meds for 6 weeks. Have I? When did I start taking them? I have a diary. When you start taking the medication, they do tell you to start keeping a diary of symptoms and stuff. The 10th of March. So when this goes out, actually nearly 2 months. Have they improved my symptoms? Well, we're going to get into it in this video. If you like this video, give it a like. Subscribe if you wish to. And I'll get into it. Shall I? I have a script because I know for a fact that I will go off on a tangent if I don't have a script about this. And this video will end up being like half an hour long and nobody wants to watch a 30-minute video. But if you put it on double speed, it's actually 15 minutes. So, 2 months ago, on the 10th of March, I started ADHD medication. This is a disclaimer, actually, before I even start. 1, if you think you have ADHD, do not take just advice from TikTok. Do your research. Talk to your doctors. Do your research, okay? And not just on social media. Because everybody's different, everybody's body is different, and everyone will have different symptoms. So, for God's sake, don't listen to idiots online, okay? Also, when it comes to medication, everyone's different. Some people may not take to it, it might not agree with them. They might have to use different types, okay? There will be side effects. You have to work with what you've got, basically. Listen to your goddamn doctors. These will not magically start happening day 1. That is a placebo effect if that happens. They do say it can take up to 6 to 8 weeks. It's taken about that long for them to actually do anything to me noticeably, okay? So, for God's sake, just take the advice of the medical professionals, okay? Some of them are good. Some of them are good eggs. Alright, I know we have a whole thing about, well, I'm 30 and got diagnosed with ADHD when I should have probably been diagnosed with it from a very young age. Looking back. But this is about the medication. Told you I'd go off on a tangent. But that's a disclaimer. I wrote 10th of March there, I just couldn't read. When it came to ADHD medication, right, I did see some change in like the 6th week, and now I am seeing gradual change, right, in my focus, my concentration a little bit. I'm seeing that I'm not getting overwhelmed and overstimulated as much, which is good because I get angry when I get overstimulated and I take it out on myself, That sounds really wrong. My concentration is a little bit better. My focus is a little bit better. I'm not getting overstimulated as much. There are still a lot of things that hasn't changed, and it'll probably just change gradually, or it might just never change, to be honest. But I'm not getting as distracted too. I am still, however, getting the ADHD paralysis, where you sit and can't actually move. My mood has been incredibly low, but this could also be due to PTSD, because a lot of people may not realise that if you have PTSD, you actually can have similar symptoms to that of ADHD. So this is why we do our research and we talk to doctors and such. Let's go back, shall we, to when I first started taking the medication, all the way back in March. I didn't like it. Hated them to begin with because it made me incredibly drowsy, which is a side effect. It actually worsened my symptoms which is also a side effect. Read the pamphlet as well when you get it. Yeah, so I was incredibly drowsy, but also had insomnia. So I have a bit of insomnia anyway. But one of the main side effects of the medication is insomnia. So I was incredibly drowsy throughout the day, but couldn't sleep. And woke up constantly, and I was just knackered the entire time, like for a few weeks, absolutely knackered, right? I was taking one pill a day, because that's what they say, one pill a day, right? And I was like, okay, for a week, and I was like, oh God, but I'm okay, this is fine, I can get through this. And then they went, okay, now you need to take 2 tablets a day because we need to see, if you need to take more or less. I took 2 tablets a day for a week, and I genuinely felt like a zombie. Like, I was exhausted. I just had no energy at all. I was so drowsy. So much so that I went out with my mum and sister, I think, and I genuinely said to them, I feel like laying down in the street and just falling asleep right here where I'm stood and just curling up into a ball and falling asleep, because I had no energy, right? But then I also have no motivation to do anything. I was just so drained. So I went back onto 1 tablet a day, and I told my doctor, I can't do that. I'm sorry, I can't. Okay, it's making me so tired, and my mood has significantly dropped. This was also due to depression and PTSD though, but it was making my mood even worse to an extreme level, right? And I was just like, this isn't happening. Also, I stopped drinking coffee and caffeine, right? Because they say you shouldn't. So if you have ADHD, or you want to know a little bit more about ADHD and the effects caffeine has on us, it doesn't actually have the same effect as it has on neurotypical people. Because when you have ADHD, you don't produce enough dopamine, right? And that is what gives you ADHD. Or I think, I'm not a scientist. This is just what I've learned from my own research. So your dopamine levels are lower. And when we drink caffeine, that gives us dopamine. So people who have ADHD, caffeine don't actually wake them up, right? Doesn't make us hyper, because that's a myth about people who have ADHD. There are 3 types of ADHD. There's hyperactive, combination, and ineffective, inattentive. I have a combination apparently, so sometimes I'm hyperactive and sometimes I'm inattentive, and that's where the overstimulation comes, where I just kind of need to move. And I've realised that about myself, that when I get overstimulated and I start getting angry, I just need to move my body. I've started doing exercises like every couple of hours just to keep me focused. The coffee, so I stopped drinking caffeine. I started out having 1 cup a day because, if you've got a caffeine addiction, you start getting the headaches. And I was just like, I can't do this anyway because I have migraines. And so I stopped drinking coffee. And then apparently, it says here, on the 23rd of March, because I kept the diary, I drank coffee. And it genuinely perked me up as soon as I had it, because, this is why I think anyway, I wasn't getting enough dopamine. So obviously the pills are going to be giving you dopamine, but if the pills don't take effect for about 2 months, then you're not going to be getting that enough dopamine, because it's not all going to be in your system. And if you take away the caffeine, which is giving you the dopamine, I didn't have any, or I didn't have enough. So that's why I was so drowsy and just a zombie, because I wasn't actually having enough dopamine at all that my body needed. So now I'm back drinking caffeine, but I only have a couple of cups a day, right? I was drinking up to 5 cups a day, to be honest, and now I have about 2 to 3. But I've also been drinking tea, not coffee. I still have coffee, but drinking tea, also drinking decaf coffee and herbal tea, because I realised that my comfort drinks are warm drinks. I don't like drinking cold drinks. I hate drinking cold drinks. And my comfort drinks are warm drinks because it makes me feel good. So I've learned maybe we don't actually need the caffeine as much, but the warm drinks. So I have the caffeine in the morning, and then I don't have a lot during the day. I also don't drink energy drinks. I haven't drank energy drinks for a long time anyway. Highly don't recommend energy drinks anyway, but if you've got ADHD, maybe don't drink energy drinks. But yeah, so the coffee is making me feel more alert, and now the tablets seem to be helping me. But even though I've had, some good experiences with these, but also negative stuff, because just how my body takes to it, and like I said, everyone is different, so you might have completely different experiences than me, because everyone's different, and you've just got to realize that, and not everyone online are going to have the same experiences as you and the same symptoms as you. So really take that on board. Hence why I say do your research. I did a lot of research before I even contacted the doctors. Also, I have quite a few people in my immediate family who are neurodivergent, so I was like, their symptoms are very similar to my behaviours, so I feel like I could be on some spectrum, and so also it just so happens that I am. Yay. Also, something that I didn't know before I started taking these medications, so every week I have to be weighed and have my blood pressure checked, because these medications can these pills, this medication can actually affect your blood pressure. My weight has been fluctuating. I think that's stress, though. It might not be the medication. I genuinely think that's stress and trauma, and I'm having a mental health assessment on Monday. I would have already had it literally going out on Friday, so Monday I had a mental health assessment. How did that go for you? That was great. Anyway, talking to myself, future self, by the way, there. This medication, it's not a miracle cure, okay, but I genuinely, I still can't talk though. I still forget words and have that like brain fog. I still get the paralysis, I still get overstimulated. Sometimes I can't focus and sometimes I still get distracted, but not as much, right? I got really overstimulated yesterday, but sometimes I'll get in my own head, right? And this is where like the anxiety, depression and PTSD all affect my ADHD as well. So I'll get in my own head and then I'll go a bit doolally and be like, I'm gonna break something, I'm gonna punch something or someone. I just realised that I need to move. That's where the hyperactive ADHD comes in for me, where it's not that you're a young kid running around screaming, going, I'm hyper, woo! No, it's you have to move. That's what it is. It's like you have to physically move, or your brain is like, I'm getting overstimulated. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm not functioning properly, so I physically have to move. But then it's great, because then you have the like ADHD paralysis, where it's like, you want to move? Oh, but I don't want to. So we're gonna sit here and feel bad for not moving, because you physically can't move, even though your other side of your brain, or whichever part of your brain, is like, hey, I want to move. I think that's the whole combination thing, though, of my ADHD, is like the hyperactiveness and the inattentive. I try it inattentive. They kind of go against each other, and it's like, why did I have to have combination? Why couldn't I have just had one? And like, why? Anyway, I think that's it. Questions? I don't even know what I've said. This is why I wrote it all down, to be honest, because if I didn't write it all down, I just wouldn't have been able to do this video. to be honest. I need to start doing this. I need to start writing notes for myself and doing videos, because if you've watched any of my other videos with voiceovers, you'll realise that I just talk crap and I don't know what to say half the time. So I just start rambling on. And it's not good. Oh, one thing I actually didn't mention is the whole procedure when you have ADHD. Anyway, for me in the UK, on the NHS, this is what it is. So the NHS actually outsource to a private company. This is why it's really difficult for neurodivergent people in England anyway. I don't know what it's like for the other parts of the UK, but they outsource to a private company, and who are great. They've been great for me. Like, you know, they've been fantastic. But that's why I had to be on a really long waiting list for medication. It's great. Anyway, going off a little bit. Let's not go into politics right now. Every week, I have to, well, every day, keep a diary of my, like, symptoms, my moods, everything like that. Also, every week, I've got to go online and fill out, like, a progress form saying about my symptoms, how am I better or worse, how's it going, side effects, that kind of thing. But they don't give you reminders of this. This is why they say keep a diary. Put reminders on your phone, because we don't give you reminders every week to do this. You've got to remind yourself. And it's like, I have ADHD. And I genuinely apparently forgot for, I think, almost a month to put anything on the form. And then I got a text saying, hi, you haven't done a form in this long. And I'm like, it's not been that long, surely. Yeah, it was nearly, I think it was 28 days. This is why I now have a reminder on my phone every week telling me you need to do this, so do it. I know, like, it's probably a good exercise for people with ADHD. Like, hey, start getting in the routine of putting reminders on your phone, writing it down on your calendar, anywhere, you know, to actually remind yourself to do it. The same with prescriptions. So because I'm not on the NHS, I can't get a repeat prescription, like, you know, every month or something. So I have to, when I'm running out, so when they say when you've got like about 10 days left of your medication, that you have to tell them, hey, I need more. And that's just like, oh, I have to remember to do that as well. Great. Because I can't get repeat prescription, because even though I'm an NHS patient. Welcome to 2023 Britain. That's it. I don't think I went off in many tangents. I'm quite proud of myself. Also, if you're interested in my makeup, I did a video the other day, which is a Monster High inspired makeup look. And I had a list of things I was going to do whilst in that look, makeup. And I didn't look at the list because I forgot the list was there. And then I took the makeup off and was like, I didn't do that. Shit. So today I've done the makeup again, and been like, right, we're going to do all that stuff that was on that list. It's fitting for this video, isn't it? When you got ADHD, you forget to do stuff. Anyway, that's the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, please drop them down below. I am more than happy to answer your questions. And like I said, don't listen to people just online, TikTok, YouTube. If you suspect you actually have ADHD and you're unsure, research it, not on TikTok. NHS website have all the symptoms there. The form that you need to fill out, I can't remember what it is, look it up. Answer those questions like before you contact your doctor, and see if you actually have everything it says on that form, because that's the form that they'll use to see if you actually have ADHD. And if you do, then contact your doctor, and you have to convince them, tell them straight, like, I have just looked at this form, I have all this stuff on this form, these are my symptoms. Please can I get a referral to a psychiatrist to have a assessment, please, because they're assholes. So it's fun. Anyway, that's it. I'll see you in another video.